What's going on, everybody? It's Saul Sunforge here for Dungeons and Taverns. How's everybody doing? I know it's been a while since I recorded, but it's with all the OGL nonsense, and I've been working continuously. It's been hard, as well as I've been working on my own world. I had a world created for, but it was for D&D. It was tailored. The economy and everything was tailored for that. That's the world that the group is in right now, in the Dirty 20, which you can watch here on this channel if you're interested in that. My plan is now for them to finish off this campaign in that world, but I'm creating an entirely new world, except for some things from this current world. And then the next campaign will be in that world. Furthermore, we're not using a D20 system. We're trying to get away from Wizards of the Coast, D&D entirely. All the monsters and things like that. Like there'll be the common ones, of course, and my spin and my take on those types of monsters, and some of the common races and things like that. But I'm also going to have extended races from that as well. Then another difference is instead of having a level cap of 20, there is no level cap because there are no levels. There's experience that you spend on attributes, and so you theoretically you can level up pretty much almost indefinitely. There's going to be tons of skills that you're going to be able to choose from, and you as a game master, which in my world I'm going to refer to them as narrators. So as a narrator, you will be able to decide which skills and all those types of things that you want to be used in your game. So therefore, if you want to have the more expanded list, that's cool. But if you want it shrunk down to the very basic necessities, like for instance, if you're playing with younger children or people who are new to the hobby, well, you'll be able to, and both of those will be available in the same rule set. In addition to that, I'm creating modules for every area of the game. Ship-to-ship combat, air combat, futuristic weapons, mechanics for pirating. There's going to be all the different professions. They're going to be fully fleshed out for you. If you want to open up a shop, for instance, and become a tailor, you'll be able to do that. If that's all you wanted to do in the game, that's fine. It's completely fine. And it will work out perfectly fine. But what I need from you all, though, telling you this information and things before they're all ready, what I need from you is to know if you wish to play. As I make the rules, and I'm gonna give you the rules set, and you'll be able to join my campaign that I DM in the world that I'm creating alongside the rule set. And of course, my world is going to be custom made for my rule set. However, once the rule set's finalized and things like that, you'll be able to use those mechanics if you wish to. You know, in your games. But I'm extending an invitation if you wish to join early on. I'm still, I'm filling up notebooks of, information. I've already had one notebook full, and then I switched over to this paper because it's thicker, and the pen doesn't bleed through the pages to the other side, which I very much hate when I'm writing. And so it's a little bit thicker pages, and I'm writing the rule set, the mechanics of everything now. And the spells are not going off of spell slots. They're going to go off of mana points. You'll be able to control, with different choices and things like that, how many mana points you have to reflect different power levels of spellcasters. And there will not be any classes because you're going to name your class. It's going to be unique for everybody because of how many skills I do have that you can take from. So you get to name your own class every single time. As I said, instead of D20, it's going to be D12 and percentile based. It's going to have a combination of those things. It's also not, you don't need to use health. You're going to be using wounds instead and a stamina system. And I'm going to have those things fleshed out as well. But if you wish to use health as well, I'm going to have a separate portion of the module for the health. So you can choose either the wounds or an HP pool. And you'll be able to invest into your fitness and your things like that, your endurance, and you'll all your core stats. You'll be able to invest your experience in your core stats as well, and so you'll be able to get those up there in the D12 system. So obviously your normal roll max would be 12 instead of a max of 18, but through gear, through different magical items and things like that, different tomes, you can definitely exceed that. And there's racial modifiers, and I know D&D is going for the all-inclusive and all those types of things, but I am sticking with racial modifiers. However, it's once I release it to you, you're free to do whatever you want with that. So, some of the modules that I am creating, and of course I'm open to ideas from you all. They may be things I have in the works already. I'm going one at a time, and then I'm starting to dot here and there and complete things like in that way, so I don't get burnt out from how many hours I'm putting into this. So in terms of the modules I'm using for my campaign world, there's going to be ship-to-ship combat. There's going to be airships. There's definitely going to be electricity. Not everywhere, of course. There will be electricity. There'll be multiple ways to travel, whether it's air or horseback or a mount, magic, science even, and those things are going to be in this world. The gods are real, and they are assumed to be living on this plane, or one of the other planes. The names of the planes, of course, are going to be different, except for the ones that are common, like the Hell's Abyss. You just can't use the exact wording that Wizards of the Coast uses for Dungeons and Dragons, but other than that, you can use the names of those planes. And we're not going to do the as many planes as they have, because there really isn't a need, because a lot of their planes, they just stretch it out. So 3 or 4 of the planes can be one plane, and that's what we're doing. So we're doing less planes, but bigger planes. There's going to be a full-fledged crafting system, an apprenticeship system. You could become a master at blacksmithing if you wanted to. If you wanted to be an engineer, you can. If you wanted to be a lumberjack, you could, and just sell firewood. I mean, if you wanted to, just be a guard for mercenaries or caravans, you can. And we're going to make the systems rather easy or as complex as you want. And you pick and choose the modules that you want, the simplified versions or the expanded versions. And I'm also going to make it so that if you want to use levels, I'm considering making it so that there's also a system that you could do levels. And if you want to do 1 to 20, or if you wanted to do 1 to 10, and you wanted to shrink all the things that would go from 1 to 20 into 1 to 10, that's going to be there for you as well. There's going to be boons and detriments, that you start out with. For instance, say you're the son of circus performers, and so you were born into the circus. Well, then you'd probably get a little bit of extra acrobatics, maybe a little bit of extra skill talking to people, things like that. And at the same time, the detriments, say you were a snake charmer, so maybe your charisma is a little bit lower because you have snake bites or something like that. So when you take a boon, you take a detriment. There's going to be minor boons, minor detriments, major boons, major detriments. You take one of each, and you can take as many as you want, up to and I'm going to base it off of one of your modifiers. And that's what I'll say for now. There's not going to be any dump stats. You're going to actually truly have to fret over the choices for your stats. Your stats are going to matter. So nothing will be dumped. Every single ability score is going to be used. It's going to be used in multiple places, and multiple of those places are going to have varying degrees of usefulness, which are going to equal out to around the same. And so you're never going to want to truly dump anything. Unless you're going for a specific type of build, then you may intentionally dump something. But it's going to be a detriment to a lot of things. You're going to be cutting yourself off of a lot of things that you're going to have to work very hard to be able to get, which you will be able to get. However, there are going to be also exclusives for things for people who reach max attribute score in certain scores. You're going to get bonuses just for that. That's on top of your other bonuses and on top of your attributes that you assign from your constant experience that you're going to be gaining. So you're constantly going to be giving your character new things. Unless, of course, you choose the leveling up system. And if you choose to level up, then you're going to get those things at, distinct intervals of time. All right, so I'm just going to work on my map that I am working on for the session while I finish out talking to you all. But, yeah, so if you can let me know in the chat if you are interested, that would be most amazing to me. And your feedback will be very much appreciated. Well, you can join the Discord, and I'll add you to the Resnium channel, and then you can leave your feedback, and we'll all get together, and it'll be good. But it's a lot of work, and so I need your help. And I appreciate all of you. I know I keep saying I'm going to set up a Patreon. I just haven't had the time, man. I've said it for like 8 months now. I'm going to do it. I just haven't done it. I'm so terrible at this whole thing, huh? I don't really promote. I'm going to start doing that, or figure out how to start doing that anyway. I kind of just wanted to do this as a hobby, but, now I actually, been very much wanting to do this as my career. And so I'll have that Patreon set up, and eventually I'll have rewards and things like that for you all. And then, maybe eventually even some 3D prints, some minis. That would be very cool if we can get to that point where I could do that. And I would love it. So I already have the printer, though. It's in the box. It's been there for a year. It was there in preparation for this, for having a storefront and, making high quality minis, having an artist, who makes custom files. And that's, I have somebody right now who can make shirts, and, crank up the fun level quite a bit. And eventually, I'll have campaigns on here in my world of Resnium, and you all will be able to join those. But if you help me out, then of course, you'll be able to play test it where I'm the narrator for you. 3 to 5 sessions, 8 sessions, something like that. Well, depends on how many we have who have interest. Because if there's more people with interest, then I want to help all of you, because you're helping me. You're helping me get better. You're helping me better the product. And, that would be amazing. So that's my plans. That's what's going on right now. Let's go ahead and finish up this map. If you're only interested in what I said about that, that's pretty much it. I might have some details that I bleep out here and there. And let's see here. Where's all the trees? Okay. Oh, here they are, down here. But yeah, so I appreciate you all for that. If you're here just for that little bit, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. This channel is going to be going places, and I need your help to get me to those places so we can reach even higher places and keep it going. All right, so right now we are making a encounter map for Saturday's session for the folks who are in the coastal pirate city of Dalia Carnassus. They will most likely be heading to the slums district, based off of something they've already started and that they're part of due to last session. And so that's what this is. I'm not exactly sure how I built. Like, it feels like this map is kind of small. It's just a small the end dish, like the dead end dish portion of the slums district, not the entire slums district. So I suppose that's fine, because I would tend to want to make the entire slums district, but I like this zoomed in approach, because I haven't really done too many zoomed in maps like this, and I much enjoy how everything's larger, more detailed. I think I want to get rid of this, because it's supposed to be the Thieves Guild, but it doesn't really look like a Thieves Guild to me. It looks like more like something you would find in Fallout, with the wooden staircase leading up, and then the the boards going across from platform to platform, where they would watch, like they would stand security. So I'm thinking I'll get rid of that. I might replace it, but there's houses in this district too, so it would make sense to have a few more houses maybe than this, or maybe make it bigger. Yeah, because they are kind of small, so we can make them a little bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty decent. And of course, you see the market there, and you see the tavern and things. And then a manor. So this is where they're going to have an encounter. And it doesn't even have to be a combat encounter. It may not be. And so this map is going to have, it's going to be their map, whether they fight or they're just, talking things out. Because, in my campaigns, I like to allow the players to have diplomatic options almost always, unless they themselves have cut those passes off, whether it's intentional or not. I like to have multiple solutions to problems, unless it's a problem that there's only one solution on purpose. Well, my daughter has school here at the moment. I homeschool her, so I'm got to get her in class. I'm going to go finish this map, but, wanted you to see a little bit of what I was doing. More so, really, I just wanted to tell you my plans on what's going to happen on this channel. So if you would like to be part of those plans, let me know. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Let your friends know. Maybe they'll come hit the subscribe button and they could join us too. So, Saul Sunforge for Dungeons and Taverns. Catch you next time.